Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. It is Friday, October 19th, and we are so excited to have in studio This Patch of Sky. Take it away, guys. watching Audiotree Live with This Patch of Sky. Welcome, everybody. Get tuned up. Reset your stuff. You guys flew here from Eugene, Oregon, right?
We did.
We did, yes.
That's pretty crazy. Well, we're really happy to have you guys here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. We're all stoked about it. I want to jump right into just an overall arcing question of why post-rock. And maybe the problem that I have with the accessibility of it is that it's a lot of work sometimes to be in the right mood,
Sure.
to be in the right headspace, to like truly endure this kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
And being a fan of it, like I always want to show people stuff, but I realize that like it takes time to like sit down and actually appreciate it and take it all in, and maybe what your thoughts are on the genre as a whole.
Yeah. We all kind of come from musical different backgrounds in this band. I've been in this genre probably for 8 or 9 years now, and I kind of start with the basics: explosions in the sky, this will destroy you. And it's kind of like what you're saying. It does take a lot of patience to kind of sit down and wrap your head around about what's going on. And there are no vocals, which is usually what carries a lot of the music these days. And for us, it's really kind of a healing thing. When you just sit there and just let the music just kind of absorb you, you kind of just interpret it how you need to interpret a song, and one song can mean something to you one day, and same song can, 5 weeks later can be completely different.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm coming from different musical backgrounds. Could everyone kind of go around the room and maybe explain why they like filtered towards this genre,
Sure.
Especially because I know a lot of you guys come from like classical backgrounds and metal backgrounds
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
Josh?
Yeah, music has always, as everybody says, been a massive part of my life. For me, I fell in love with film at an early age, and it was always the music that really, really told the story. So I was drawn to instrumental, kind of like Kit was saying. After every show, people would come up to us, and one of the best compliments we ever got was, that felt like my funeral and my wedding at the same time.
Wow.
So like maybe I hadn't looked at it like that. You know what I mean? It meant something different to me, but communicating without language, it's like kind of what we talk about. So I think that, to me, post-rock it's the balance of everything, and it really tells the story.
Yeah. Do you guys ever agree on like what the story of a song is?
Yeah, at times. Sometimes I think it's very different for other people. I know that I lost some friends, and Kid had lost some friends, and we wrote some music that was definitely about loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know sometimes, I'll even focus on a certain part of the music, and every once in a while I'll just hear something Sean is doing for the first time because I was so focused on what Kit was doing, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were doing that, and I really like it.
That's really
so
cool.
it's really, it can be different every time.
Yeah, that
so.
rediscovery. That's beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm a classically trained musician, and I kind of find the two genres, post-rock and classical music, they go well together in that they're, you don't have words, at least, for a great deal of classical music, you don't have words to like guide the listener, and so it's very abstract in a way, and so like I've always loved that kind of sound. Like when the first post-rock band I listened to was Explosions in the Sky. I remember thinking like, you can do that?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
cool.
That like epiphany that you
Yeah.
hear music for the first time, and you're like, I didn't know that could be written.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so
It's awesome.
And so I've always wanted to like take my cello and plug it into a bunch of things.
Yeah, you
just
guys
see what
all have
happens.
insane rigs, by the way. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, for me, I was given a guitar when I was 13 years old. I was very much into punk rock at the time.
Sick.
So, all those bar chords, play them as fast as you can. And, growing up as a teenager, kind of shifted from punk rock, got into the screamo type of stuff. And then as I got older into kind of early college age years, I started to shift more into indie. A lot of the Death Cab for Cutie, Tokyo Police Club, those kind of things.
Yeah, you guys were all in a band, or some of you were in a band that was like an indie band.
Yeah,
previously
myself
to this?
and 2 other of our members
Okay.
were in an indie band before this band,
Okay.
and out of that band we joined this band.
Cool.
And that kind of started actually, we were at a practice with our previous band, and a buddy called us over to the car and was like, hey, you guys got to check this out. And he put on Quiet by This Will Destroy You, and it blew my mind. Like that, I was like, as soon as I heard that, I immediately just basically quit that band and said, let's start a post-rock band, and now we've been a band for 8 years and still loving it.
That's awesome. You guys, I would love to hear where you guys started in music.
Well, I picked up a guitar at 12 years old also. And towards the end of high school, I heard Mogwai's Young Team and Tortoise TNT, and just sounded like completely new kind of music to channel my teenage angst into.
Yeah.
And I was in love, and I've played in post-rock bands ever since.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I started playing at 12 years old, out live, and just realized over the years that I personally don't really have anything to say. It's not that compares to the expression of just getting through the music itself, and that's just always been the way I've wanted to do it. I'd rather tell the world that than anything rattling around in my brain. So.
Okay. That's fair.
So I guess just like everyone else, I grew up listening to music. Probably the first song I can even remember hearing was when I was 3 or 4. But and I like all different kinds of music, but I really am drawn to post-rock because I think that I think the lack of vocals actually allows for more participation from everyone because there's not like a guided narrative. It more plays on your emotions, and I love the idea too that as we play a show, the people in the audience can kind of participate by having their own experience with it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard it described that way before. That's beautiful. Cool. Well, that was awesome. I've learned something today. You guys can go into your next song whenever you're ready.
Cool.
watching this patch of sky on Audiotree Live. That was like taking one gigantic breath and just exhaling it. It was really a massive. I want to talk about songwriting and how you guys do it and what your general approaches are to making this all happen.
Sure.
And get as technical as you can, please.
It always varies. Some songs will come in and somebody will just have just a little idea, and literally half an hour later, we just have a song. Other songs will kind of have an idea, but it'll take a while to develop it. And a lot of times, we like to record things at home and kind of send them out to each other. And then somebody else takes that person's idea, tweaks it, adds their own ideas, and there's a huge process that can go behind a lot of that.
I feel like some of my favorite songs almost always stem from, hey, Kit, keep playing that. You know what I mean? There's something there, and we'll kind of add to it. Sometimes it's during a break. Like, we'll take a break, and a few people will be outside on phone calls or smoking, and someone will just start kind of playing something, and I'm always like, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I've found personally that when we try to force write, we get okay stuff, but the ones that make the record, for me, it seems like they almost always come out of that that way, with a little more organic, I guess.
Okay, that's cool. So, I mean, the actual notation of it doesn't happen necessarily, or is it just remembering the riff?
Well, it's sort of like, it's kind of like, in a way, the riff, it's usually more of like a mood is what we kind of tap into.
Okay.
And so, then we kind of figure out, like, we start sort of jamming along with it, essentially, and then we'll kind of parse out, like, okay, that was a cool mood. What part of a song could that be? Like a beginning, end, middle, and we'll start sort of shaping from there, like in practice. But when it comes to, if we pick something we actually like, we might, record it like at practice, like in a room or something, or we'll individually record like we use Ableton. And just it's what we use to kind of look at the music in a different way, and then we can kind of cut and shape and do whatever we want that
Sweet.
way.
So you usually walk in the studio, everything's written?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's straight. And then, going back to this idea of soundtracks and how it informs your music, like where are you guys pulling from a soundtrack point of view? Like, what are some of your favorites? What do you love about composers? Anyone?
I mean, mine are probably pretty obvious, Hans Zimmer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I really like just kind of finding, new people. The movie The Fountain has some incredibly beautiful
Is that Clint
soundtrack.
Mansell?
It's Clint Mansell, yeah. And like that was, for me, was kind of groundbreaking when I discovered that, and so like when I was able to join up with these guys, I was a fan of this patch of sky before I was able to join them. So
That's really cool.
I'm that super lucky guy that got my dream.
Wow.
But when I met with them, I kind of said, this is what I would love to do. And Kit was like, that's the direction we're trying to go in. And, we've been very fortunate and been able to license quite a bit of stuff since then, too. So, yeah, Clint Mansell, absolutely one of my heroes.
Yeah, because you guys license your music for soundtracks.
We do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Should I bring up the McDonald's commercial?
The out-of-tune jingle, yes.
Yeah. Side note, they were in a McDonald's commercial, and the producer wrote the ending in a post-rock riff style. They didn't record it.
Over our music, yes.
It was slightly out of tune.
It was a different interpretation of tune.
I've really been loving Hammock a lot lately, too.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the layers and ambient stuff. I'm really a sucker for.
They just announced the record today.
They did. Just today, I saw that on the way over here, yes.
Yep. They're always putting out music. How is that possible?
A genius. I don't know.
They must do nothing else.
I've always loved composers like Philip Glass and like some
Absolutely.
ambient artists like Brian Eno and stuff like that. I've always gravitated to that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Yep. Love it. All of it. Any of you guys over here, soundtrack influences? Anything at all? Nah, forget it.
They don't care.
Well, you guys have been sounding awesome. I'll let you guys tune up, and I will say that their new album, These Small Spaces, is available now on Equal Vision, and we're about to hear 2 tracks from that record. Oh, and you can catch them tonight in Chicago at Cobra Lounge with Outrun the Sunlight.
Yeah.
With Roan and with Rocket Miner. It's going to be a really good show. Patch of Sky on Audiotree Live. Thank you guys all for being here. That was incredible. Hope you guys had fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. The new album, These Small Spaces, is out now. They're re-releasing their self-titled record via Translation Lost, so look out for that as well. They're playing Chicago tonight, and if you're in the Indianapolis area tomorrow, they're playing Post Festival, which is a really great festival dedicated to this particular style of music. So get a ticket. From all of us here at Audiotree, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for to the sound crew and the lighting crew for hooking it up, making it look beautiful. To viewers for watching, we'll see you next time.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?